welcome to another episode of your President's Podcast, a podcast where we interview presidents around the United States, Texas, and beyond to really plug you in to things that you might not have been exposed to before and give you more and more opportunities, because I think we're all growing our businesses, our careers, and why not grow your network in very strategic ways. Today, we have a really special guest for you. So I want you to give it up for the president and CEO of National Speakers Association, the national level. So not Houston, but the big head of the entire organization. And I think you're going to really enjoy Jaime Nolan today. So Jaime, why don't you introduce yourself, say hello to everybody, and tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. Thanks, Megan. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. So I am the president and CEO of NSA. I've been in this role for 4 years. I initially took it as an interim role for 4 months, and turns out I really love the members. I've been having a blast. I've really enjoyed working with everyone, and so 4 months turned into 4 years, and I have loved every minute of it. Most of my background is in association management. I landed in it when my early 20s out of college and just have never looked back. So it's been a lot of fun. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I have 3 teenagers. And so that keeps me pretty busy with sports and homework. But Megan, as I was just saying, my middle got her license this year, and it's just given me so much time back in my days because I don't have to drive 3 kids 3 places. So it's been really nice.
Oh, yeah, no, I can imagine. And being from Minnesota, you said, right? Minneapolis. Yeah. So yep. That was where our chapter leader institute was the year I went. So 2 years ago. Yeah. Yes, I was in your home city. How cool is that?
Nice. Was it snowing then? I don't remember.
No, it wasn't snow. It was in November, and we did a scavenger hunt around the Mall of America with all the president-elects. Yeah. I wish I had brought tennis shoes because my cowboy boots from Texas, they had a hard time in that mall because it's so big.
I know. I know.
But for those of you listening, as part of the board for our incoming president, so we encourage you to find a leadership role. If it's in NSA National or NSA Houston or somewhere else, get involved. It's the best way to get to know people. And this particular event, Chapter Leadership Institute, is a workshop of 2 days or so somewhere in the country, and you go and you learn how to really lead a chapter for a National Speakers Association in your region or your city rather. So anyway, 44 different president-elects, people all across, running around the mall, just team building. So Jaime, I have to ask you, I know this is not a pre-question that I sent you. Can we move CLI over to Hawaii's chapter? Because I'm thinking, I think that'd be a great move.
If we could get a sponsor for it, we could do it in a heartbeat. It would be a lot of fun.
Oh, love it.
So we'll put a note out to the Hawaii chapter. Find a sponsor.
Yeah. Hey, there's plenty of oil and gas in Houston, or healthcare, or technology. So you never know, but I'll keep you posted if I figure that out.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. I've had the same requests for Thrive and Influence about moving it to Hawaii. And I say, if it was economically feasible, we'd love it.
And Hawaii is probably loving that it's not at home and it's somewhere else they get to go, right? So
probably, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know we're talking about Thrive and Influence. For those of you that are not part of National Speakers Association, these are 2 conferences at different points in the year that you can join and learn all about how to build your business, how to be a keynote speaker, or what it looks like in that world. And so as we're on that topic, Jaime, why don't you tell us a little bit about NSA National, since we do the Houston chapter, but what would you like folks to know about the national level, anything from how to get involved, what it looks like, the mission? The floor is yours.
Oh, thank you. So the mission of NSA National is really to help you build a better business and be a better speaker and continue to build on what is already great. And it really takes the networking and the relationships that you have at the local level and then brings it up to a national and global level. And just being able to surround yourself with other successful people and learn about what has worked well for them, what lessons they've learned along the way, exchange ideas. It never ceases to amaze me. The members truly living out our core value of abundant generosity. Many people also know it as the spirit of Cavett. Cavett Robert was our founder 53 years ago. And his whole concept was there is plenty of business for everyone. We don't need to compete with one another. So instead of competing for the pie, let's make a bigger pie. And that's translated to a core value of abundant generosity for NSA. And it just warms my heart so much at every conference, on every webinar and everything, to just see how open people are with one another to support each individual speaker on their journey. So we do have a number of online events throughout the year as an opportunity for members to connect with other people across the country. Every month we have an event called Mic Swap and another one called Open Mic. And, one is more of a mastermind, help me figure out what's going on, what do I do with this part of my business? And another one is just, hey, I just need some feedback on my opening story or my closer or something like that. And then we have a variety of webinars every month. We put out different webinars on topics to help you with your business or your speaking craft. And then we have our in-person events. So you mentioned Thrive and Influence. Thrive this year will be in New Orleans at the end of February. I think it's February 20th through the 22nd, somewhere in there. And Rory Vaden, who's a Hall of Fame member and has been a member of NSA since his early 20s, has completely built his career and credits NSA for so much of his success. And he will be leading a hands-on roll up your sleeves workshop at Thrive on building your brand. And Thrive is a much more intimate event than Influence. There's usually about 250 people, and it's really more, again, roll up your sleeves and actually working on your business. And then Influence is our big annual conference. This year it will be in Austin, Texas.
Texas.
It will be at the Hilton Austin. And of course, that event is just so chock full of content, breakout sessions, keynotes, and then just the amazing networking and the people that you can meet there. It's like drinking from a fire hose if you've never been there, but so worth it. So we invite everyone to come. This year, we've added a couple new things. I don't know when this podcast is going to air, but we have added at the end of this year one on November 25th and one on December 17th, what we're calling the Momentum Lab. And it's a 3-hour virtual workshop for members only. It's a member benefit. There's no additional cost, and it's being led by some seasoned members to help you really set up your blueprint for success for 2026. And then we also have an online conference called Activate that will be running the first week of November. And then we're going to do it again next year. And that's really about how to build your online presence and all the different components that you need to think about. So we've been continually responding, listening to what members are looking for and responding and trying to deliver more content that way. And then, of course, we have our online digital vault, which is going to be going through a massive rehaul here in Q1. We are switching LMSs. We've heard, again, so much feedback from members, which is great, that they want a more seamless experience. And so our Director of Education, Janelle Dempsey, has done a ton of research, and she has found a new LMS that will be, as I mentioned, rolling out in Q1. And it's really going to be more like, I'm going to say, your Netflix experience, where you find something you like and it'll make suggestions of other things that you might like if you like that, and be more user friendly. So, I mean, we have over 1,000 pieces of content in the Digital Vault, and I know people are like, I don't know where to start. So we're hoping that the new LMS will help give a better guide and pathway for people.
Oh, wow. That's going to be a huge improvement too, because then think about how much of that content people will just chug through given the similarities. Because I know many people have been on Netflix, and I spend 30 minutes trying to find something to watch. So,
right?
And then all my time's gone. I'll just turn off the TV because I was just researching. So what a great improvement.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. So grateful to Janelle for her leadership on that and taking on the work of making that transition.
Oh, great. No, it definitely takes a team to run such a big organization.
Yeah. And then in terms of volunteering, we have different volunteer opportunities throughout the year. We try away from what I would say, the word committee. We try to shy away from the word committee because I think that over time there's been a little bit of a negative connotation with committee as sort of like this life sentence. You commit to it and you can never get off of it. And so we form little task forces with specific goals as we need them. And so if somebody's interested in being a volunteer, they can just email member services at nsaspeaker.org. And what's really helpful is if we know like what kinds of things you're interested in. Are you interested in marketing? Are you interested in writing? Are you interested in events? Are you interested in governance or technology? And so if we know what you're interested in, we keep a little mini database of who's interested in volunteering so that when those opportunities come up, we know who to reach out to.
Absolutely. Well, I love how it's dynamic and it's when you need it, as you need it. And even the word task force, I mean, it sounds like a short-term thing. So probably
Yeah.
it lends itself to get more help.
Yeah, I think we've found that when people have a start and an end and a goal, they're more likely to step up because they know there's something specific they're trying to achieve. Whereas I think in previous years, it's like join the membership committee. Well, that just sounds like this ongoing hamster wheel. And while there's things that we need done in the membership committee, rather than saying join a membership committee, we'll say, okay, we need a task force for this task for the next 6 months. And that usually it's more palatable, right? People can determine if their schedule will allow for that and if they have the time to give.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I'm even here sitting here thinking, well, I've got 6 months and I don't have ongoing years, but I've got six
Right.
months.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it works.
Yeah.
Well, I know in the past I've heard about how collaboration has been going on with NSA and Toastmasters. So is there anything, given our members, it's precious time they get to hear from you and any thoughts about the strategy and the higher level, anything you'd like to share or let them know about as far as how that's going or if it's even true?
Yeah, so we've had some great conversations with Toastmasters International. At the corporate level, we've had some exchanges of communication and marketing. They've been to our event, we've been to their event. And what we've really determined is that sort of the hands-on grassroots efforts is going to be at the chapter level with the local clubs. I know a couple chapters out there have had very successful programs. I believe Colorado and New York both have had very successful programs that they've created with their local Toastmasters clubs. And so that's really what we are encouraging our members to do is find your local clubs and figure out what works best for your chapter. We always extend an invitation to Toastmasters members to come to Influence every year. I know that we've got some members who are very active in Toastmasters as well as NSA, and so they do a lot of promotion of it as well. So, and we do partner with some other organizations too, uh, again, with that sort of reciprocal benefit. One of them is it's ISA, and I'm drawing a blank on what it stands for, but it's all the companies that own that are like the owners of the education and training companies, like Myers-Briggs and like those large companies. And so again, we've been to their conference, they're invited to our conference and that sort of thing. So, we're big believers in collaboration and alliances and working together.
Yeah, I think it's, the success is together. And Jamie, you and I both know that it's very common that people don't like to public speak. It's the world people's number one fear. So I think it's important for us to find groups of people that also already look and do that. And then
Mm-hmm.
Toastmasters, we have several members that are from Toastmasters chapters in Houston. They come to our meetings, they compete in storytelling, and I love what they bring, the structured thoughts about professional speaking. So it's great to hear that collaboration.
Yeah. Speaking of which, do you all participate in Last Story Standing?
We do. We haven't made it to
All
the
right.
main stage, but I saw Influence this past summer in Phoenix, and the top three people that were on stage were stellar. Like, wow.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah.
we're participating.
Yeah. So if you're listening to this and you haven't, I encourage you to sign up for Houston's Last Story Standing competition. We rolled it out a couple of years ago and it continues to grow every year and has just been so much fun. And I think it's helped give a lot of publicity to the chapters as well. So it's been great.
Yeah, I think so. And we usually get a lot of new members that day because people want to share their story. They want
Right.
to, they're proud of it in front of the whole chapter you get to share. So
Yes.
if you're listening and you're interested, it's coming up in February and this podcast will roll out December 1. So you'll
Okay.
be able to get plenty of notice. So we expect to see you at NSA Houston. Let me know if you need some information. We'll connect you with our director of programs, Tom Griggs. And yeah, we'll be able to connect you because the winner from the regions go on to the national level. And that's what is seen on the national stage in front of, Jamie, how many people come? Like 800,
Yeah.
1,000?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
About 800, 850. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so very good opportunities. Well, let's keep going down this road of collaboration since it's, popped up. As you're thinking about the national level and our Houston chapter, what kind of thoughts do you have about how we can work best together to really create value for both sides?
Absolutely. So a few years ago, we restructured the model of how chapters and national work together, and it's been really successful. We rolled out what we call the Chapter Rewards Program because chapters are so vital to creating that local community and local network for speakers that you're not going to just get if you only join national. And so we see the strength of that and how important the chapters are to the overall speaking community. And so what we've done is, as incentive for chapters to help market the benefits and events at the national level, we give a percentage of registrations and membership dues back to the chapter that the members are from. And we find that to be a win-win because chapters are helping be on the ground local marketing for national, and which helps drive business to national. And then also we can give some of that back to the chapter to help you grow your chapter. And so just helping to spread the word to other speakers in your area and telling them about the benefits of NSA and joining the chapter and joining national is going to benefit everybody. So that's really the best way that we can collaborate together.
Yeah, I think that's a great point as well. And for those of you that are interested, join our Houston mailing list. Join, is there a national mailing list? People can see more events and things at the top level?
Yes, there is. Yep. I'm pretty sure if you go to nsaspeaker.org, there's a place to sign up, or you can email member services at nsaspeaker.org.
Yeah, and so if you're looking for just like a toe in the water, check it out. Just see what events may appeal to you. I think too, for our chapter supporting national, we have members that are stepping into leadership roles. And so for the first time, we actually, from what I know, President and President-elect this year are going to Chapter Leader Institute. So Beth Rohani will be there with Jordash Johnson from Houston. Also, I think it's Houston showing support. So that's why Beth and I went to Influence this summer. Beth also went, Beth Rohani, she is our president now, and she went to Thrive in March last year. And so I think it's us supporting and being part of that national piece of how do we participate? How do we get involved? Because we're the connection from opportunity from national to our members. So I think our role is very integral in there to be able to say, hey, did you know if you become a national member that you can have a Zoom discount and this is what you get? Here's how you can get insurance. Here's how you can get into, all these benefits that are at the national level.
Yes, excellent. I love that. I'm going to use that to train other chapters.
Excellent. Tell them that, yeah, I think that's important too, because, we have friends in other chapters from those institutes and the influence that we met with other presidents for the leadership meetings. And I know Larry Long out of North Carolina, his chapter is amazing and doing great things. By the way, we saw all the chapters win awards at Influence this year. So we were at the leadership meeting. So Beth and I sat there and we're like, okay, so we know who our competition is because we're here to play. Because I think if you're going to be involved, get involved. So for those of you listening, join the mailing lists at the very minimum, or come to an event that might fit you. And I'd like to tie this in because, Jamie, there's kind of this thing, a pre-connotation, I would say, that's a kind of murmurs in Houston. So I'd like to toss it out to see your thoughts. A speaker is someone who does what? Is it only keynotes? Is it coaching? I know we talked about, speaking, but to you, what is a speaker? Because I think some people shy away from NSA because they're not a keynoter.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. So we kind of our informal tagline we use is that NSA is for speakers, authors, trainers, coaches, and consultants. Anybody who uses the spoken word as a platform to get business. So whether they just do keynote speaking on the main stage, or maybe they speak to try to, as a way to open the door for consulting business or coaching business or training business, or maybe they're a trainer and so they don't see themselves as a professional speaker, but really they're in front of people speaking on a daily basis. And so all of those areas are where we are here to help support you. So you don't have to feel like you're just a keynote speaker, because there's so many other things that, really you're speaking professionally that we can assist with.
Ugh, I couldn't have said it better. That's what when I came into NSA Houston 3 years ago, that's what I noticed was we are speaking and shaping the world in so many ways. It's not just one. And keynoters often are coaches also, and some do workshops, right? So it's this blend. So thank you for clearing that up, just to be really inclusive in Houston as we explore into different groups. And I would say too, we've done podcasts with the HR SHRM group in Houston. Well, as an HR professional, they're speaking every day in front of meetings or presentations and town halls. So yeah, thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
As we're coming to our end, I have one question that's a little more on the fun side, just to kind of get to know you personally. So what's a special talent that you have that maybe not many people know about?
Oh, you know what? I do remember you putting that question in there and I didn't think about it.
That's okay. On the spot is the best.
Oh gosh, a special talent that I have that people wouldn't know about. Well, I can tell you what I don't do is I don't cook. And so my poor children, like the ongoing joke with us is, what's for dinner tonight, Mom? Domino's, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, like. And so as they've gotten older and they've started to learn to cook for themselves, now they're cooking me dinner. So it's perfect.
I think this is like a brilliant plan. So special talent for creating cooks in your house.
Yes.
No, I love it. And it sounds like now that you have one more driving, that time sounds like you've been busy. So I'm sure it's good to have the help.
It is. It's really nice. And in all seriousness, I mean, other things that I like to do, I love playing tennis. I had to take a little break from it because I threw out my back. But I'm hoping to get back into it in January. When you live in the cold tundra, you have to figure out either indoor sports you're going to do or love the cold. And I don't love the cold, but we have indoor tennis courts all over the place in Minnesota. So that is something that I love to do. And every year I say, I know there's other tennis players at NSA, and I'm always like, oh, we're going to get together early at Influence and play. And I'm always so busy, I can't do it. But yeah, so that's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, not staying active is important. And it kind of reminds me of, so we bumped into you. Beth and I were at Tom Grigg's self-defense class at 6 a.m. at Influence.
That's right.
Right. We bumped into you and I was like, how are people awake at this time?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I was already dressed and starting my day because that's.
You were, yes. We had no makeup on. I rolled out of bed and I went to Tom's class. But I can tell you, if you grab my arm, I know how to get away from you, all because of Tom.
We're so grateful to Tom. He does that for us every year. It's just so nice for him to donate his time. And I think it's such valuable skills for all speakers to learn. So.
Absolutely. And just being safe when you travel. He's now our director of programs. So he's giving back and connecting all of the speakers that come in for us. And he's a great addition to our board.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, Jamie, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the transparency and just kind of level setting so that our chapter can really connect with nationals' goals and what's going on. And Houston, I expect you to listen to this part just recently about who is a speaker, because it's not just keynoters, it's whoever shapes the world with a spoken word. Jamie, any last thoughts before we go?
No, just thank you to you and your whole board and everything that you do for the local community down there. I mean, it's volunteers like you that make NSA amazing, successful, and a place where everybody belongs. So thank you.
Oh, it's our pleasure. It's a lot of hard work, but Beth and I, especially, and our teams, our board last year and this year, it's all about building something. So I think we're bringing it and putting it on the map. And then our president-elect Jordash, get ready because he's going to continue it. So I'm excited to see it.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'll see him in a few weeks then.
You sure will. Yeah. Where is it at this year?
It's in Austin. We're doing it at the Influence Hotel. So.
Okay, gotcha. So same one. Well, he'll get it warmed up for us before the summer then.
That's right.
Well, thank you for tuning in for another podcast about the presidents and how we are steering all organizations with strategy. As you know, when we're part of an organization, that strategy at the top ripples down to the every level. And that's how an organization makes change, brings impact, and really has a purpose that they bring to life. Tune in next time as we have another president talking all about strategy, how they're steering things, and bringing you more value as our NSA Houston members and beyond as you tune in. All right, thanks again and take care. We'll see you next time.